Bahama welcoming new airlift. One international investor confident about the purchase of the Grand Lucayan Resort. And West Grand Bahama community honoring one of their own.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Wolf-Arkeson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a big day for Grand Bahamas tourism industry as the island welcomed the first flight in the Vacation Express summer program. Over the next several weeks, airlift will arrive from 8 gateways in the United States on a 4-day rotation. The initial flight arriving today from Nashville, Tennessee, and officials say Grand Bahama is poised for this much needed economic boost. Kimberly Mullings has our top story.
Today marks the return of the Vacation Express.
Shortly after noon, the red carpet was rolled out for the passengers who arrived on board the Swift Air LLC Boeing 737 aircraft from Nashville. The Minister of State for Grand Bahama in the Office of the Prime Minister, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, was on hand to personally greet the visitors. He says the return of Vacation Express to Grand Bahama is the positive result of the government's negotiations with Sungling to provide additional airlift for the island, which will prove to be beneficial for all.
Those 150 passengers will stay for a 4-night stay here in Grand Bahama, so they're going to be staying at a number of our hotels, they're going to be eating at our restaurants, they're going to be taking our taxi cabs. And so it really means a significant economic boost for Grand Bahama for this year.
Minister Thompson noting that it took a team effort to seal the deal with Vacation Express.
Tourism has played a vital role in bringing back the Vacation Express. It was the Ministry of Tourism along with the Office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama that negotiated the deal. So we want to thank the Minister for Tourism, Dionisio de Aguilera. We also want to thank his staff here in Grand Bahama for the hard work that they continue to do on a daily basis to work on our tourism product.
He made it clear that there is still much more work to be done on the island with the tourism product in order to spur economic activity.
This does not mean that we have turned the corner or that we even satisfied with where we are, but it does mean that there is significant progress, and so we are motivated to continue to do the work to make sure that we bring back Grand Bahama to where it was.
The guests were also greeted by tourism staff members and Vacation Express personnel at the airport before going to their various hotels. Director of Tourism on Grand Bahama, Karen Seymour, believes the return of Vacation Express is indeed the next step in the revitalization of Grand Bahama's entire tourism product.
Grand Lucayan, Pelican Bay, Viva Fortuna, even Old Bahama Bay is participating in the program. So we should hopefully see the visitors moving throughout the island, and that's what we like to encourage. We don't want them to just go to the hotel and let that be the holiday, because frankly, very few people go to a destination just to stay at a hotel. Treat people the way you want to be treated and do your part for tourism. You don't necessarily have to be directly involved in the tourism industry.
On May 26th, Swift Air will be bringing passengers from Dallas, Texas to Grand Bahama Island. I'm Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Kim. Now, other gateways include Detroit, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Newark, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. Well, we are hearing firsthand tonight from one of the investors interested in the purchase of the Grand Lucayan Resort. The sale has been a work in progress for many months now. One of the investors in the group says he is confident that a deal will be signed soon, but he describes the project as complex. Altavis Munnings from our network station has the story.
It's a very, very difficult project.
Difficult and complex is how Wynn Group CEO Paul Wynn describes his deal with the government on the Grand Lucayan Resort in Grand Bahama. Government revealed earlier this year that the Grand Lucayan deal is still alive and well, despite claims that the deal had collapsed. Since coming to office, the Minnis administration has placed the Grand Lucayan Resort high on its agenda of priorities, something the Wynn Group appreciates.
But I think we're almost at the finish line now. It's been very hard, and the government's been absolutely fantastic, this government, in trying to get the Grand Lucayan open and get people working again. Because
why are you saying it's complicated? What's making the project so complicated?
There's so many moving parts.
Wynn revealed that he hopes the Grand Bahama deal can be finalized by this summer. He also responded to concerns that his company may have pulled out of the deal.
It's been a concern, but it's just one of those things. There's the vendor, there's the tenants, there's myself, and there's the government, and it's a lot of work, and the government's really doing all the heavy lifting here.
Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Peter Turnquest told reporters Wednesday that the government is grateful for the Wind Group's current and future investments in the Bahamas.
It is certainly very encouraging for us to hear him express his continued support and commitment to that project, and we certainly look forward to bringing that to conclusion in a very short period of time.
I think Grand Bahama has a great future. I think it's fantastic. I think there's a lot. It's a hidden gem, and you got to get it out to the public. Got to get it out to Americans. What's there? It's 50 nautical miles off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, basically, and it's got all the canals, has amazing infrastructure. Got to get more people in Grand Bahama.
Altafiz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Alto and Grand Bahamas cruise industry is showing some signs of growth as well. This past Saturday, the Miss Serena, the newest ship to call on the destination, arrived with 657 passengers on board. The ship is the latest addition to the Oceania fleet and one of the 8 sister ships that belong to Renaissance Cruises. Ministry of Tourism and Aviation officials, along with representatives from the Freeport Harbor and Freeport Ship Services, were in attendance for a traditional plaque exchange. The captain of the vessel says that the ship may come more regularly, but they would want or organize several calls when the ship returns from Europe. Now, the MS Serena was completely refurbished in 2016 and can accommodate approximately 680 passengers at full capacity. In other news, the Office of the Prime Minister, along with other stakeholders, are preparing to host a major conference next month. The conference will focus on the benefits of the blockchain and cryptocurrency technology. A press conference was held at the Pelican Bay Resort this morning to unveil the official plans for the 3-day event that is expected to attract hundreds from around the world. Italia Hall has more.
The Bahamas Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Conference has been designed to attract investors, entrepreneurs, and service providers in the Bahamas and around the world. The blockchain is a digitized, decentralized public ledger of cryptocurrency transactions. President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Rolls, says this conference is a welcome game changer for the island.
There are many who may not see what the hype is when it comes to this particular industry. But I believe they would be doing themselves a grave injustice to simply ignore it because they do not understand it. To quote world-renowned author and business leader Stuart Brand, once a new technology rolls over you, if you're not part of the steamroller, you're part of the road.
Director of Customer Experience at Alive, Alison Lavardi, says Alive believes in the promotion of advancement, finance, and technology in as many ways as possible.
The government of the Bahamas cannot be overlooked and must be supported by corporate Bahamas. Alive has committed financial support to assist with the promotion of the event as well as its overall success.
The Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says the Technology Hub Steering Committee presented a number of recommendations to the government to make Grand Bahama a technology hub, and this conference is one of the first recommendations set to be executed next month. He says there will be a number of international and national presenters, and that number includes 2 persons who were featured on Forbes magazine Billionaires list.
We don't just want to limit ourselves to talking about what is just happening in the Bahamas, but we really want this discussion to take a global perspective. We also anticipate that this conference will serve to present Freeport, Grand Bahama as an ideal location to establish offices and global headquarters for new technology companies.
He says the goal is to bring some 500 representatives from various companies to the island for the conference.
It is also expected that this conference will have a significant immediate economic impact, as we intend to fill hotel rooms, taxis, restaurants, tours.
Now, the Minister of State for Grand Bahama is asking all Bahamians who are interested in blockchain and cryptocurrency to be a part of the conference. For more information or to pre-register for the conference, you can do so on the website. Now, the conference will take place from June 20th to the 22nd at the Grand Lucayan Resort. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
Stay with us. There's more news right after this.